Hello, everybody, and welcome into a new episode of Inside Pitch here at the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. I'm Ben Frederickson alongside Jeff Gordon here to break down what's going on in Cardinals baseball. Gordo, it's an interesting series for the Cardinals. They get the Cubs for the first time, 3 games, night games at Busch Stadium, and a chance to really make a statement in the division. The Cubs are entering this series at best 1 game above 500, depending on how things go for them against the Nationals on Thursday. The Cardinals are sitting pretty, leading the division by multiple games. It could be a chance to put some distance here between them and the second place team.
Yeah, the Cardinals are in a pretty good place despite losing Paul DeJong, despite losing Tyler O'Neill. Just took advantage of the Pirates. The best thing is they're getting their pitching back together. You know, Carlos Martinez back after his little ankle mishap and getting Miles back into the rotation. You know, Mikolas, it's real important to see what he can do and resetting the rotation after an off day, resetting the bullpen, going in with your pitching as you hoped it would be for this season. It really puts them in good shape. And as an added bonus, Ben Fred, more fans, more atmosphere. Not quite what we're going to see later this year, but it's going to feel more like baseball in St. Louis with a warm weekend and some games that matter.
Yeah, how about that? Perfect timing to open the stadium up a little bit more with the Cubs coming to the town. It won't be full capacity until later when the Marlins roll in, but not exactly thrilled about that opponent, but thrilled to see the ballpark full for sure. One thing we got to point out, Gordo, the Cardinals have done a good job here of taking advantage of bad teams. We haven't seen them lose a single game to the Pirates. They just used the Pirates as kind of a bounce back 2-game series to kind of mind erase that walk-laden series in San Diego. They've beaten up on the Marlins when they played them. They're doing a good job of padding their standings and gobbling up those easy wins against teams that aren't playing well.
You know, and it's funny because Mike Schild manages every game to win. You say, well, shouldn't your manager do that? Well, Mike really does that. I mean, look how he uses his bullpen. He doesn't fool around. He's going to try to win. If there's a chance to win the game at hand, he's going to do what he has to try to win that game. If that means some guys in the bullpen get a little tired, if he starts getting some repeat use, he'll worry about that later. He's trying to win the game at hand. And we saw that again against the Pirates. Didn't fool around when having trouble in the bullpen. He's going to go to his better guys. So I think it's real key. There's an urgency when Mike manages, and he understands it's a marathon. But man, this man prepares for every game, and he's locked in. And you know, when you got a guy like Nolan Arenado playing all out every night, no matter if it's the Pirates or the Cubs, that makes a big difference too.
Yeah, that's a great point. And Nolan looks pretty good in that cleanup spot. He is leading the National League in extra base hits as a cleanup hitter, and he didn't get there until about 18 games into the season. I think the Cardinals have to send the Rockies a fruit basket, another fruit basket. 1 for trading the guy, 2 for coming to St. Louis. Ever since Nolan had that series against the Rockies, his bat has been at another level. He's hitting not just home runs, but a ton of doubles. Looks pretty good there hitting a cleanup. We will see how Miles Mikolas and Carlos Martinez look. I'm curious to see how they perform, how they pitch. I'm also curious to see, Gordo, at one point this season, doesn't the Cardinals have to produce a pitcher who can come up with a no-hitter? Where are they in this mix? Jack Flaherty hasn't done it. Adam Wainwright. Maybe Carlos Martinez should be on that list if he's healthy. Everybody else is throwing no-hitters. Now, the Cardinals don't get to play the Mariners, but they do play the Pirates. Do you think they could get on this list?
Yeah, you know, Jack wasn't on his A game his last outing, but yeah, he's your candidate. My goodness, 8-game winning streak, and you know he's gotten run support, but he has just not given up much since the opener. He's got a chance, you know. And someday, and the boys were talking about it on the broadcast. Alex Reyes someday, he has that kind of stuff. Now, right now, they'll just take all those saves, which has been really helpful in this push. But someday, a little more command. Alex Reyes with his arsenal, yeah, he could join the no-hitter club.
I'm not sleeping on Adam Wainwright. We've seen him go deep. I think he might have one left in him, especially considering the state of offense around the league so far this season. So we'll see about that. But you're right about Jack. He's up there with Bob Gibson in terms of wins acquired per number of starts to start a season. We've seen him climb into that Bob Gibson category when it came to second half ERA during his best season. He's off to a really, really good start. This is what this team needs. So we'll see if he can keep it rolling, and we'll see if this rotation can can get back to what it thought it would be entering the season now that Miles Mikolas is back. Keep it locked at stltoday.com for all of your Cardinals coverage of a big Cubs-Cards series this weekend. We'll be back next week for another episode of Inside Pitch. For Jeff Gordon, I'm Ben Frederickson. We'll talk to you next time.